Okay, so last session we learned about how do we design navigation bar. So we will see another dynamic navigation. So we will see how to handle dynamic navigation. Dynamic navigation, so it is nothing but a responsive navigation bar. Yesterday we saw a static navigation. Dynamic navigation, for that we have some important, that means it is responsive navigation bar with collapsible menu. So it's a dynamic navigation bar with, it is a responsive one. Responsive navigation bar with collapsible menu. For that, we have some combinations we have to use. By default, we have classes like nav bar expand. We have nav bar expand LG. Nav bar brand. We have a nav bar toggle. So nav bar toggle icon. Nav bar toggler icon. So we have nav bar nav, which is nav bar navigation. We have a nav bar collapse. These are the options which are used for creating dynamic navigation bar. So we have nav bar. Colors we can give as BG dark, BG light. These are nothing but themes for navigation. Actually, we can give BG primary and other contextual, but they are not much used. Why? Because menu, you have to modify all the foreground colors. Dark and light are good. So how do we handle this? Let's see. Actually, what are the meaning of these classes are? Just we will see. Suppose we have this. So this is defined by using the class nav bar. And if I want nav bar to become responsive, we have to use nav bar expand. That is for responsive navigation. One more important is you have to keep the items using, because we want responsive, we need one more option to add here, container fluid, that will keep adjust according to the device. So generally, so the nav bar have some logos, means company logo like Amazon. So this is a logo or some text or something else. This is actually uh, defined as, this is defined as a nav bar. Nav bar, this is brand. Nav bar brand means what you want to display as a logo. What you want to display as logo, that you can define as nav bar brand. Logo text, so you can configure that. And beside that, so usually it comprises of button, which will contain menu, expandable and defined. Actually, this is called as we call this as nav bar, that is nav bar toggler. That is toggler. Toggler is the button. So toggler is actually button. And the toggler is having that bars symbol icon. That bars symbol icon is defined by using nav bar toggler icon. Toggler icon is that symbol. So button is called toggler and symbol is defined with toggler icon. Toggler icon. And usually here it can have some options like home, so like about, so like contact, so some search bars or something. These are defined, means this area, this is the separate area. I'm just marking. This separate area is defined as nav bar navigation. Nav bar navigation. So in that nav bar navigation, we have nav items and we have nav link. That is general yesterday's navigation bar we learned. And very important is this nav bar should open and close. Then actually that is designed with collapse. Collapse by using another, it should work for nav bar collapse. That means under this nav bar collapse, this nav bar is designed. So what happens is when user clicks on this toggler button, this collapse will work. So that means showing and hiding the items, and automatically that will hide when width is not enough to show all the items. Automatically it will hide. So these are the options you have to know to design a dynamic navigation bar. That means you have to know what is nav bar, what is nav brand, what is nav toggler, and what is nav bar navigation, and where it should collapse. These are the technical points you need to understand. Then only you can design it correctly. So let's see. So here I am taking all these options are same. Let's copy this. Let's create a new file. So nav bar. Okay. And all the logic is same. Yeah. So to design a navigation bar, we have to configure a nav. You know, generally navigation bars are designed with nav container. And in this nav container, we are using the class as navbar. And we have navbar expand. And we have like navbar expand LG. Large, small, medium size you can configure. So that is navbar expand, and navbar LG. Now inside this navbar, you can put colors like actually navbar dark is there, navbar light is there, which needs combination of BG dark. Navbar dark requires combination of BG dark. Actually, navbar dark, navbar light, two themes are there. If I give BG primary and navbar dark, then what will happen is primary color will be dark. Primary color can be light. So that means you can give BG primary with navbar dark with or navbar light. You can give BG danger with navbar dark or navbar light. That means dark danger color or light danger color that will shade. Here dark means not black. Navbar dark means not black. Actually BG dark means black. Here navbar dark means darker theme. Darker theme, lighter theme. For that you can have combination like this. You can use navbar dark or you can use navbar light. So these are nothing but so dark and light themes for dark and light themes for contextual colors. Dark and light theme for contextual colors. For that we have to use them. That is navbar. Now let's put that here. Already we have the navbar contains these options, navbar dark with BG dark. Below this, now we need a fluid experience according to device. We need to keep a div and we have to put class as container fluid. That is keeping everything adjustable according to device. Next, inside this, first your wish according to your order. Navbar should contain a brand and navbar should contain some toggler icons. So brand you can give as anchor and anchor clickable, because logos are also clickable. When user clicks the logo, it will take him to the home page usually. So in that case, we have to put the class as navbar brand. And here in this, I will put a span and class BI some Amazon, not Amazon, shop cart. So cart for something, and here I kept Amazon. Usually this will have href. It will actually go to home.html if you have any. And we can put target somewhere where you want to display inside iframe or something. So initially I will keep it hash empty, just nothing configured there. Now this is actually navbar brand. So that is the navbar brand. So we have a navbar and navbar brand. So now in this, usually, as I told you, Suppose I given BG primary, and it will be primary. And this now bar, instead of dark, we can have light. Light means the primary color will be little lighter. That is only the difference, right? So you can use dark, and here we can put any color. So I will put dark, BG dark and navbar dark. It will be like this. That is navbar brand. And we need navbar toggler. Your wish, you can keep towards the right or left according to your requirement. Sometimes we keep left side, sometimes we keep right side, depend on the requirement, your wish. That is actually a button. This button will have a class called navbar toggler. And this navbar toggler will have a icon. So that icon is actually navbar toggler icon. That is the symbol. For that, some functionality will be there, we will do. Initially, so that is the toggler icon. You can't see that icon because the icons are responsive actually. I will keep this margin top as 2 or 3, little bit down. So, okay, fine. Now you see here, I am adjusting the zoom levels and I am changing the zoom levels, or I am keeping the width adjusted here. So this navbar fits according to the device. But still we don't have any menu items for toggler buttons and all. So what we do here, so in that navbar, after this button, we need menu, and that menu should collapse or expand. Then we have to keep in a div. So in the div, we have to define. This is actually, you can use a div, or yesterday I told you, as per traditions, navigation bars you can create with divs, spans and all. But if you want as correct alignments according to Bootstrap standards, then you can use an unordered list. You can use an unordered list. And this unordered list should collapse and work. So in that case, actually, you will have a class called navbar nav. That is navbar navigation. Actually, general navigation is defined with nav. So here it is navbar navigation. And very important is, this is having a list item. We know that it is defined with what? Nav item. Nav item, and usually nav item have a nav link. We have nav link, and here I given some home. You can define whatever you want. I am giving home, so I am giving about, so I am giving contact, something like this. I am defining these options like this. Inside that you can put buttons, drop downs, search bars, whatever you want. Already you learned all of them. Usually, so this is navbar navigation. You see this home, about, contact, all are there. That means those are the items available there, items available here. Now important is generally to handle that navigation. This must collapse, expand according to requirement. So then usually what we have to do to expand and collapse according to the requirement, this area we have to define in a collapsible menu. Usually what happens is, suppose I kept a div. In this div, I'm giving the class collapse. And this is actually navbar collapse. This is navbar collapse. And usually it should have a ID. ID I given as menu list, something ID. That is the navbar collapsible. And generally what should happen? So when I'm adjusting the width so of the window and configuring this is staying here itself now, but it should open up and display according to the requirement. So that means what should happen now? We need this collapse to toggle and work depending on the button click. That means now this navbar toggler should have an option. What is it? Data BS target. Target is what? Menu list. And we need data BS toggle. So it should toggle what? Collapse. That means the button should have a target, toggler, and option to define. So usually the buttons actually, so when you are defining this, the button should display with a toggler. That means we need to configure with the toggler option. Currently, it is showing fluid. That's fine. But what should happen is when you adjust the window to a specific width or to a constant width or height, automatically button should appear and disappear. It should change. So for that, if you remembered, we learned about an option called media query. In media query, we used options like max width, min width. When it reaches the max width, then you can change orientation or display like options. So the similar is inbuilt available for these toggler buttons. That means this toggler button is currently not displayed. Navbar toggler is not displayed. But the intention of this navbar toggler button is to display according to the width of the window. So here one important point here. A simple note here is navbar toggler uses collapse for navbar to show or hide the toggler button and also the menu items. So it requires the attributes. What are the attributes? Same. Data BS target. It will be collapse. And data BS toggle. It should be a target will be ID, menu ID. And this should be collapse. These are two important options. And very important is it uses predefined media queries. to show or hide the toggler. Hence, you have to define in container fluid. That is very important. Generally, if you miss that, it will not work. So you have to define it in the container fluid. Now let's keep this here in the design now. So we will take the button and we will define this button into this. We'll add here. Toggle and target is defined well. So we have configured that. Now usually some here expand also. Where we missed a simple container is missing. Okay. Now you see the toggler button comes here. Left side is there. Toggler button is left side. We have the toggler button in the left panel. Now I'm adjusting, means depending on where you want. Suppose I shift this toggler button from here and kept below. Now you can see the toggler will come right side. Depending on your requirement, where you want to keep it. And as I told you, it depends on the size. Suppose this is actual 100% zoom level. Zoom level, or you adjust your width of window. I'm increasing the zoom level. When I'm increasing the zoom level, you can see the menu collapse, menu will hide and a toggler will come. That toggler where you want, you can display. That means you can keep the toggler button here because I want before the brand, right? Now, when I click on the toggler, then it should open the menu. And again, click on the toggler, it should hide. That is opening and displaying the toggle. And when you are, these are links, we haven't configured any navigation for them. We have to define navigation. And you can keep anything inside it. Anything inside it. That means, suppose even you adjust the width now, I'm adjusting the width here. Now it will come automatically with this toggler. And again, the width is adjusted here. So then the menu items will come if the width is enough to display those items. And if it is not enough, then a toggler will come. And always this navigation bar stays inside that area. So that is the responsive navigation bars, how you can configure. That means what just we have to do is we need to configure the contents inside it according to requirement. Here you can add anything because I am adding another list item, or generally you have defined this as nav bar, and in that we have all these options. Suppose under this unordered list, I am creating a form. I'm creating a form. And here we have a text box. Input type is equal to text. And here we have a button. So button I defined as some search. So that I added inside it. And here, you know the mechanism how to handle this. So for example, I given class as form control, and here the class as btn and btn warning, and that is the appearance. You know how to keep side by side. So for that, you can put this form with a class called input group, then it will keep side by side. You know how to adjust the contents, you know alignments, you know all the options you have learned. You can keep this form left side with certain width, this right side, this will be left side by using justify content. So what, it's your wish now. You can design according to all your requirements. Now, once the zoom level is changed for this toolbar, then automatically toggler will come. And when I click the toggler, the form also will be inside this now. You can have a drop down, you can have a navigation bar, a form, anything you can keep inside. Usually we have drop downs also, dynamic drop downs design. You can put your drop down inside the nav area. So this is basically created with various themes. For example, I'm giving nav bar as light, nav bar light. Nav bar light requires BG as what? Light. BG light, it will display in this way. So that is the items in the navigation bar. Suppose now I am defining here, this is BG warning, and it will be in this way. And these are the options inside it. So we have like BG, so info, and this is the menu. So we have like BG danger. All these are same, and it will display those options. But we don't see such abnormal colors and all. Usually it will be defined with the dark combination. And if you give dark, you make sure that navbar is also using dark. Otherwise, colors appearance you have to change manually now. So this is a dynamic navigation bar. That's a dynamic navigation bar. You can add any content here. You can configure any content according to your requirements. Actually, suppose I kept this in a div and I defined in this way. Then you know what you can do is, because you kept everything inside this nav bar, you can keep this as a deflex. You can keep as justify content between, display flex and justify content between. That means search bar will be right side, this will be left. But finally, when this content comes, then it will display like this. So because you are using a toggler. So because when you give flex, you should be careful. So what you do is, don't give flex to nav bar, put a div, inside the div, put this unordered list and you can keep it. That means you know that. That means better what you do, to give flex like appearance, you have to keep these two containers. Two containers are there. Those two containers you have to keep inside another div. And what you can do, so you can keep this as a display. You can keep that as a deflex, display flex. You can as justify content between like that. That means all your requirement, according to the requirement, you need to configure and display them. Your wish, you can define anywhere you want. So depending on the requirement, you have to configure it. Right? So generally, any content you can keep inside it. Functionality you can try later. That means what we have to do below this navigation, I am giving a section. And for this section, I will keep a class as margin top as 2. And inside the section, currently I'm using iframe. So iframe will have an ID, not ID, name. Name is some frame body. Because we haven't learned any jQuery, later we will learn jQuery. In jQuery, what we do is through Ajax, by using a concept called Ajax, we bring the pages and display. Before doing with Ajax, we already saw with iframes how to handle them. This iframe width is 100%. And for this iframe, I will give some style. Here, iframe will not have any border as none, right? And here iframe is having height some 700 pixels. That is the height of iframe. Usually what happens, we have some pages now. Cards, carousel, collapse, cards, collapse, accordion. Okay. So here I am giving options. So link, href is cards.html. So here href, so some which page, some forms.html like this. Just roughly I'm defining. And you know what to do. So they are using the target. Target is what? Frame body. Target is frame body. Frame body. And is there any home page here? No home page is here. So, okay. What I will do is by default iframe is having some src is src is equal to some accordion.html. That means by default some content is here. Now usually what happens when I click on home, about, then it should get that content and display. I say contact, so about home, it will display that and show. That means we are accessing that information and display. I just kept some random pages. You have to put your relative pages there, right? That means now if the navigation, so here according to the device, so it is now like this. That means now how do we select any other option? You have to choose here and you need to select that. It will get that and display here. So this is a dynamic navigation. So this is what generally you see in various websites. And Bootstrap have this type of navigation. Bootstrap provides this type of navigation. And to have more navigation effects, we need more third parties. That means sometimes you see they open a left panel and they put a cross button and user clicks, it will close, it will display. Those are all require JavaScript, jQuery knowledge to design such navigation bars. To create such navigation bars, which we need little bit knowledge of JavaScript and jQuery. That we will do. Once we start knowing JavaScript, we will create such interactions also. But Bootstrap provides this. This is the Bootstrap navigation bar. In that, order is important. So what you have to do is syntactically, you need to design in this way. First, you need a nav, which uses the class navbar. Navbar expand LG or SM. Navbar some dark and BG dark. These are the basic classes required. In this, you have to create a div with class container fluid. And in this, actually, we need some options. I will show you. Means order, you should keep it correct. Here we can have a link. This is navbar brand. some title. And after that, we will have a button. So, which is called navbar toggler. I'm giving only syntax here. Here span. So in the button, you can give in a next line or somewhere. Here it can have navbar toggler icon. And below that, you need to design a class collapse. This will be navbar collapse. ID will be menu something. And inside you have to design so nav bar navigation, which contains nav bar nav item, and that item contains nav link. Somehow that is how we designed everything. That is just syntax. You need database toggle, database target for buttons and all. This is order. I just kept the order how it is designed. Right. So example for this, I will paste that code we copied. So the example for this is the example code. That is the code that we designed. That's just sample for navigation. So these are all important Bootstrap related components. Remember, Bootstrap have some more components which need jQuery combination. Without jQuery, they can't be handled. Those we will discuss while learning JavaScript and jQuery. So 1-2 components in Bootstrap which needs jQuery combinations, we are not discussing here. Why? Because those we will discuss once we start knowing the programming, because they need basic programming. You need to write small logic, then they can work. Otherwise they cannot. That's the reason without knowing how to write some logic, you cannot try them now. So we will now start using this Bootstrap in our JavaScript and in jQuery. Then we will get a complete grip on this JavaScript and jQuery with combination of Bootstrap. These are all important options we have to know in the Bootstrap related components. Once you are now aware of this, now we can make a simple website sample. I will give you a website sample. I will give you a sample project website template with all the sample code also. Just what you have to do is you have to create a clone for that design exactly like that, but with Bootstrap 5, and in Bootstrap 5, more features what you have learned. So if you can do that, that means you are perfect up to what you have learned. Then we can start into the programming concept, right? I will show one simple option here. So that means website sample. I will upload that into Classroom. I will upload that into Classroom. So already, so website samples are there. I just modified my content actually. Okay. I don't have RAR here. So I agree. Okay. So this is the sample project program I am giving here. This is the sample. So this is the website sample. This is the website sample. I'm just giving a rough screen. You have to create it in a better way. I will tell what you have to do, right? You need to change this navigation bar to the dynamic navigation bar. That's we designed today. You have to change it to the dynamic navigation bar. And you see here in that you have, this is the home page. You change this carousel with a better way. Already we learned carousel. You change this carousel in a better way. I just kept the carousel in a normal way. Just I kept it for your just prototype sake. You need to make it slide with buttons, indicators. You need to do that. And this is the home page. This is the home page. You can copy and paste all the content from here. Content, because the code is in Bootstrap 4, anyhow it will not work for you. You have to change it into Bootstrap 5. So you have to design this home page. This is home page with footer and all this. And when user clicks on about, it should open this page. And don't worry about currently. See, when I click on this view, this will work. This view opens a model. You know it. You know how to design these models and configure them. You already know this. So you know how to configure and design these models. You need to design them. That means when I click, the concerned model should come with the details. The concerned model should come with the details. Okay. And this is about. And don't worry about filter. You are going to learn that filter in jQuery. In JavaScript jQuery, we will do filter. Ignore that filter. Don't worry about that. Because that filter, when I type some name, it will show it. it will get only those details that you are going to do in JavaScript and jQuery. So don't worry about that. Other than filter, design it. And you have service that contains these options, and you have contact us, which contains this screen. You have a sign in drop down. This is bootstrap drop down. In the bootstrap drop down, you have sign in, the page will come, and you have that is form sign up, a separate page will come, and you have change password, separate page will come. So that means you have to design, so these three pages. So and home page 4, 5, 6, 7 pages. With the 7 pages, you need to design this entire website. Entire code I will upload, means everything. You get images your own if you want. That just I give, this is a prototype. By seeing this, you have to design this, right? How many days you will take? By Monday you will do a what? Shocked, huh? So take 3 days, 4 days time, right? Actually, this is 1 day enough, because you are so talented, genius people. 1 day is enough for you. You already learned now so much. If you don't have any another business to do, Sunday you can sit and do it. If you are not busy, because nothing is there already. Content I'm giving. What you have to do is you have to put your bootstrap here, but I will give you 3-4 days time. But I want presentation in a better way. Presentation in a better way, right? So if you can do this with a presentation in a good way, then I will give you, I will verify those who done better. For them, we have some opportunities for freshers in our uh, my friends companies and all. I will send you immediately to interview. You don't need to even learn JavaScript, right? So if you done good, I can arrange you an interview for a UI developer in an US based project. We who are looking for very freshers with good skills. If you have these skills enough, they will train you on other skills and they will take you. They want people who have good skills to handle, right? You try to do this and submit this. అది అక్కడ పెట్టేయండి అక్కడ సార్ రిలయన్స్ ప్రాజెక్టులు ఫస్ట్ ఫ్లోర్ అయినా అన్ని అటు ఇటు ఇప్పటికి మూడు మూడు క్యాంపస్ 3 సార్లు మార్చారు. Okay. So, so this, because we have a lot of opportunities, some more companies are coming, and they don't need very complex experienced people also. So they are looking for freshers with good HTML, CSS, Bootstrap enough. But later you are going to start JavaScript. By the end of JavaScript, you will have so many opportunities. Because just a few days back, so one of my friend in US have launched a company for building. He's for working for Microsoft more than 20 years now, and huge, that is huge base. So that means even pay scales will be very high level as MNCs, right? That means because of his network, yeah, very huge projects they are, very huge projects they are. And they already have experienced experts. They just want new freshers who can work with UI, user interfaces, and those experienced people will guide them. So you need to work just from home offshore, right? And if you get the experience in working such projects and companies for few days, then you can go for more complex roles, right? That's the reason seriously practice practically these type of layouts and designs. So you try this, take 3 days 4 days time, and submit this. I will upload this into Classroom as a assignment. There you have to submit it. I will add as a assignment. So this is a website template, and I am uploading the zip file. Don't come with a complaint that zip file not opening, because that is regular complaint. I will tell you what you have to do is this rar file, you have to click on it, and you have to, don't directly try to open it here. You have to copy into your drive and download, then it will work. Many times you people directly try to open and say it's not opening, it's not working, right? You open in your drive, Google Drive, and download, then it will work, right? And in this rar file I'm showing you, see all the pages are there. In this all the pages are there, all the pages are given. You can open, right click, view source, or open in Visual Studio Code, you will get the code, right? Open this folder in Visual Studio Code, you will get the code, right? And images and other options are already given here. You can use them, or you can try your own images by seeing that. And fonts, actually JavaScript currently you don't need. You just need Bootstrap jQuery files, that you install Bootstrap, that's enough, right? And here actually it is using Font Awesome for icons. You use Bootstrap icons, and it is using Bootstrap 4. You have to use Bootstrap 5, right? So Font Awesome icons you can get online. So because we have seen only Bootstrap icons na, so you can also go for Font Awesome CDN, or you can go for Font Awesome NPM. Actually this is Font Awesome NPM related option. That means you can download in this way. This is the package manager, how you have to install. So npm install Font Awesome. You can download this Font Awesome library, Actually, the font awesome library, this is npm install font awesome. And once you install this library, suppose this is our project, and let me open in command terminal npm install font awesome. I will show you their official website will be there. This is font awesome. You are installing font awesome. This is the official website of font awesome. Font awesome, this is official website. This is font awesome website. In this font awesome website, you can go to icons category and you will see so many icons are available here. And you see dark icons only you can use. Others are paid. You cannot use them. So, and in order to use any icon, if you want to use any icon, the categories are there. You can search here. Suppose I am searching for Facebook. I am searching for some Amazon. You see these icons are there. And I clicked on that icon and you know what to do. They will give the class names. Class name is FA Amazon. That is the class name. How to use this in your project? Already you used font awesome. Once you download this font awesome in node modules, you will see font awesome. In node modules, you will have font awesome. In the font awesome, you will have CSS. And in the CSS, we have font awesome.css. Just you have to link this file and you have to use it. So this is font awesome related library. And very important is you can try only the library, font awesome library related symbols which are free. Others will not work. You try classes. That means here you can see, suppose these are some other icons are there. So, and these icons are paid. You cannot use them. Go to icons. So these icons are paid, pro. You cannot use them. You try those classes, they don't work, right? So we can use this. Actually, what we can do is, there is another technique. Visit this official website. If you want latest version, what you have to do is, in this website, you need to click on this download. You have to click on this download. When you click on download in that website, you see they will give you these options: free for desktop and free for web. You have to select the option free for web. When you select free for web, then they will download a zip file here. Because this is very latest version. Because when you install from npm, it will install the older one. So the old version is some 4.6 or some, but very latest is 6. So then you can download the zip file. Then what you have to do, actually CDN also available, but if you can download from here, the zip file comes, and open that zip folder here, open that folder, extract the font awesome here, extract the zip folder, and after extracting the zip folder, you open this. These are all the files. What you have to do, just copy them. Just copy all the folders. Go to your project location, C drive, E drive it is. In the project location, create a new folder. Suppose it is node modules. In node modules, you create a new folder. I am creating a new folder by name fonts. In that fonts folder, I will paste all these files. So that means we are copying all the latest ones because CDN is not available with all the latest. Old features will come because when you are visiting the website and watching them, latest icons will be there. And old library will not use these latest icons. So you can copy in this way. So once you copy that, so how to use them? You have to link that to your website. That means here you can use both bootstrap icons at the same time. Link relation is equal to style sheet href. In node modules we have fonts. We have fonts. In that fonts, CSS, all.css. All.css contains all the symbols and icons. Now your page is ready to use Font Awesome. Your page is ready to use Font Awesome. What you have to do, you have to just apply. Suppose for this home icon, I want to put a span, same like Bootstrap, but Font Awesome will have classes called FA. They will have FA, FAS, FAB. You have to see the class names. And suppose FA home, I am writing like this. So FA and FA home, and you can see that symbol will come. This is Font Awesome, not Bootstrap. So you can do in this way. You can copy that, you can paste, and you can link it and use it. So that means just I will give the process here. See. So that means Font Awesome icons. You try Bootstrap and you should know all others also. That's the reason. So what you do is visit the Font Awesome website and download free for web. You have to download free for web and extract the zip folder, copy all folders, go to your project and create a new folder. So fonts or some, and paste all copied files. Then you have to link this. Link relation is equal to style sheet href fonts CSS all.css. All.css. And if you want to apply span class FA home like that, or it will be something like class FAB, FA Amazon like this. You have to check the class names from their official website because they have several icons. When compared to Bootstrap, different. Depending on, you can use both. For a few symbols, you can use Bootstrap. For a few symbols, you can use Font Awesome. Doesn't matter. Actually, you can install also, but install will not get all of them. That's the reason better download. So install means you have to install through CDN, not CDN, NPM, package manager. Yeah. Now you try designing this. At least 30-40% you can do it by tomorrow. Screens. So now by Monday you try to finish at least 1-2 pages design. Yeah. Home screen you try to design first, then rest of others we can see, right? So once you are good, now we can start understanding and working with JavaScript now. With the JavaScript and jQuery, we can utilize all this bootstrap knowledge and make it more better. Now we will start learning and working with JavaScript. From next session we will do that, right? Monday we will see. Monday we will start working with JavaScript, right? And once we start JavaScript for a few days, actually I told you that in our full stack session we will have introduction to Angular and React, right? But what we are doing is we are planning for a free Angular sessions for you, right? So I told you we will have introduction in the demo itself. I told you we are not going to learn Angular and React here, but our management has decided that they will give you a free Angular batch for. So once you start learning JavaScript after 2 weeks of JavaScript, so parallelly you can attend Angular batch. I will let you know for your when batch will start. You have to attend that, and you cannot complain on timing. So why? Because in which timing it starts you have to attend, because that is a free batch given to you. So otherwise here only introduction will happen. Separate complete Angular will be given to you, right? And when it will start I will let you know. But now from Monday one new batch is starting, but you are not ready for that, because for that you have to learn JavaScript. Once you know JavaScript, then only you can attend that batch. So that's the reason. Another batch will start in few days. Once we are starting with JavaScript, parallelly you can attend it, so that you can utilize that entire Angular. Entire batch means complete Angular end to end, right? It will be given free for you, right? So I will let you know, but you have to start that after we started JavaScript. The timings and all I will let you know about it, okay? Then Monday we will start working with JavaScript, right? Yeah.